Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 55th segment of Be Inspired with Buzopat, life-changing reality tonic. Oh, yes. Honorable Ambassador Buzopat.Topic is your host, and I'm so excited as usual to be on this platform where we embrace the truth that leads to our freedom. Honestly, always, I said that it's not just the truth that we know, the one we know and do. That's what sets us free. So we had to keep saying the truth always, irrespective of how any other person sees it. I'm so excited. And today, we'll be talking on the topic Nigerian culture, old and new. Oh, yes, really. Nigerian culture, old and new. The inspiration for this topic, honestly, was coming from a very deep point of view, really. Actually, it's something that gives one sleepless nights if you have good conscience, if you really feel for others in this country and the way things are going. You will really have to keep doing critical research, keep doing in-depth analysis concerning things that even when it's not directly affecting you, but if you have milk of human conscience, you will really have to think about it. Traditionally, okay, the Nigerian of old traditionally is one that shall respect the sacrosanct of life, parents, old age, dignity of labor, honesty, sincerity, family values, kindness, contentment, and blood. Nigeria of old, the old culture respects these things, respects them. That culture of old actually, it shunned unbridled ambition. Believe me, undue want for materialistic things. They question money that doesn't have a foundation. People really come out to like money without adequate source. They question it, really. The culture of old don't just jump into anything that goes. This collectively made Nigerians to be peaceful, happy, diligent, pious, and contented. They were really doing good. Then what happened? Unfortunately, the present generation of Nigerians has derailed from the very, the culture of old. They've derailed too much that I don't even know how to start saying it. Now, we have a country that disregards, that have just 100% disregard for life, for parents, for elders, and, for just the way things used to do before. No, they don't have time for those other things. And what has it gone for us? This is a country where dishonesty, apparent laziness, wickedness, lack of parental control, unbridled ambition has become the order of the day. Undue love for money, is just what we have every single day. This twin evil of laziness and gets rich quick, honestly, it has debased our youth. It has debased them in such a way that by extension our society is in trouble generally. It's a twin evil. What's going on now is you don't even know where to start. You don't even know. But the basic thing is that society is in their need. Our society is in trouble. Drugs. You can imagine where you see our youth sitting at a express eating their own shit. It's crazy. You can imagine where you see our youth wearing pampers to go to ATM because I don't even get it. I don't even understand what is going on anymore. You will see our youth all into drug. All of a sudden we have just taken our life and given it to moved from fear of God, moved from looking up to heaven, and then we have given the right and power of our life to herbalists, babalawo, because ritual up and down, babalawo said, herbalist said, white garment pastor said, you should kill and all that. So automatically, and nobody is even bothering to check the life of those people who they are giving their trust and telling them to go and get a virgin and kill and get this one and kill. How are their life? If it's so easy, If making money is that way, why are they the way they are? You shouldn't be going to the hut to go and meet them. You shouldn't be meeting them in a very dirty environment. They should be the Dangotes of our time. They should be the Detola, Elumelu of our time. They should be the ones that are so okay. Seriously, is something that I don't know, but then what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Because we cannot just keep talking about what happened. Now we've said what happened, so what do we need to do? Surely this trend must have to stop. It must have to change so that we can now have a decent society. If it doesn't change, we are seriously in trouble. If our youth really want to be the pride of the nation, they need to get back to being focused. They must realize that the ritual killing and get well quick money and all this lazy entitlement and all that is not going to help and it's not going to work. They must learn to embrace the old school doctrine. You see, we have shown it, but we must go back to it, because those things that they dread then, they are the things that have made the moral very wonderful. Don't disrespect your elders, don't do this, don't take what does not belong to your own. Or if you do this one is a taboo. Those things, those old culture doctrine has been the thing that has kept us, moving. And so with what we think that we have arrived, we have seen the danger in it. So we need to go back to the old culture. Believe me, we must put in place the following things. We must put in place a community and religious leaders, and that should not just come out and become. They should show and lead by example. People respect pastors, respect public servants, our leaders much more than they do God. Our pastors now want to come out, and everybody, some are lying flat, some are walking on top human beings, some are being carried up, some are being, ADCs, Mopos are following our pastors as if Jesus Christ did not walk in the midst of multitude free, as if the apostles that we are quoting in the Bible were not walking and ready to die for Christ. We have a lot of them with 1 million army soldiers, tinted glass, what's it called? The best of the cars, bulletproof and everything, because nobody wants to die. You see, these are the things that are making other people, all our youth, want to be like them, because they get away with anything. If our community, leaders, religious people and all that lead by example, I know we will get there. Pastors and all of them actually bend down to do what they actually are preaching. Everybody will be okay. If our leaders and elders and our parents stop worshiping money, I think the youth will be able to calm down and know that yes, that they can have patience, that things can grow. But the way our leaders, our elders and our parents are looking at money, gingering for money, pushing their children for money and everything, it has made, these are part of the things that had to be put in place. It is not okay. It is also okay that if we make it that it becomes a criminal thing for you to give a chieftaincy title to an unknown criminal. It's an absurd thing, believe me. And if you make it to become an abomination for you to make a cultist, a bazaar chairman in a church, or a chairman of a church building fundraising, we should stop all these things. We shouldn't just say that, let's get their money that is not healthy, money that is not good, money that is sick, has consequences. So if you just get money from a wrong place because you just want to get money, who are you getting the money for? You want to work for God, but God did not send you an assignment to go to where? Because when he singled out the widow that gave the oil, people brought elephant. I'm sure people may have donated vehicle. But he said, that thing that you give him with the whole of your heart. But now churches are just going to you. They don't mind dining with devil for them to get the money. But then remember that nobody gave you that assignment. That was what God said. Just know that if you can stop it, then a lot of things can go back to status quo. We can start doing a whole lot of things. A lot of things. Parents should now have time for their children. Have time for their children, especially at the formative age. Parents should learn to sit down. It doesn't matter what, because the moment we keep looking for this money, and the things that are supposed to be, you see, our children are like money that is the fixed deposit. They will come back to save you later. But if we disregard them, and then while we're looking for the money, when we need them, when they become bad, then we will only suffer the hypertension and the heart attack and the heartbreak, because the money in account can never come to do what the children are supposed to do. So we should learn learn to, especially at that teen age, at that formative age, parents should learn to come back and sit down and do something. Nigerian citizens, of course, should stand as one. Parents, of course, when we say parents should have time for their duty, government should do things meritoriously. Government should stop creating laws that they are above. When people make law and they are above the law, then automatically you have discouraged every other person that will want to keep the law. That's the truth. So if we come back to start making law that will bind both the president, bind the legislator, bind the governor, bind everywhere, you cannot be operating on the moon. And you create law for who? We are all born from the same time. You just have opportunity of coming to serve. You didn't even say you want to rule. You're coming to serve, and you're supposed to serve with humility. You're supposed to serve selfishly, be selflessly, but you're serving selfishly. Okay? You're supposed to come and make a sacrificial service. But what are we saying? The moment they come out and then make the vote and it becomes okay and they win, every other person becomes, citizen must learn to stand take a firm stand, irrespective of religion, tribe, ethnicity, political party, and all that. If all will stand and decide that anyone that betrays the confidence reposed on him or her must face the consequences, irrespective of the position the person is occupying. The person must be brought to book. If we decide that this is supposed to be, then our youth will definitely have something to look up to. If we give punishment, if we allow people face consequences, and not when somebody has eaten money and stolen money, the next, is it not because he's an Hausa? Is it not because he's Igbo? Is it not because he's Yoruba? What about your brother that did this one? Those things will never help us, because the people that are suffering are the masses. If we continue to come out, have you victimized all these other ones? If all people commit criminal acts and they steal our money, let's allow them face the consequences. Let's allow them get punishment that is due for the things that they are doing. The youth look up to both the leaders, the pastors, the traditional leaders, the government people, and all that. They look up to them and all for inspiration, for knowledge, and they look up to them for direction. So this is why whatever you do, there are actions and inactions. Honestly, it affects the youth directly and indirectly. It affects their focus, it affects their zeal, and it affects their attitude generally. Believe me, Nigerian culture of old and new, you have seen it. So which one? We have taken the new one and see how it has ended up now. See, we have not even started with the old school, and here we are. So we better run back to the culture of old so that we can remain, and our sanity will come back, and we'll be people that and we'll know that we're raising youth that society will be proud of. That we get back to the real thing, because right now it's crazy. There's confusion, there's depression, there's frustration, there's anarchy, there's everything is happening now. So you see that the culture of new is not helping us. We need Nigerian culture of old so that we can actually be the best we can be. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Be Inspired with Buzopat, and follow me on Instagram, Be Inspired with Ambassador Buzo, and you can join our Facebook family, Be Inspired with Buzopat. And I beg you, and if you do that, you can. If you really want to subscribe, please press the notification button so that you know when other of my videos, because we'll continue to say what we know how to say best. We'll continue to live our right, say our truth, and then, because we have seen that in all category, the new culture has failed us. So we need to go back to that old school so that we can be sane society. Thank you, and God bless you. See you next week again. Bye.